And I'm reading this because you can find out more at Kelly and her great career at mapyourhealing.com. That's mapyourhealing.com. Please welcome Kelly Wilson, ladies and gentlemen. Kelly.
Thank you very much. This is the first time I've worn real pants for comedy in like 3 years. It's very uncomfortable. As a menopausal woman, the first thing I noticed about this stage is the thermostat. So laugh, or you're gonna be really, really hot like me, or you're gonna be really, really cold like my husband. All the time, everywhere we go, oh, turn on the heat. No, put on a sweatshirt. Anywho, I'm literally the hottest person in the room now at 48. Literally the hottest. So, you're welcome. Oh my goodness. I'm just a middle-aged woman standing in a Costco freezer, soaked in sweat, waiting for the hot flash to pass. Yes, I have actually done that. I wasn't prepared, but sweaters are a young person's game. I never got a chance to say goodbye. But now, like, I get those sleeveless mock turtleneck shirts. Like, they come kind of up to here and then they have no sleeves, obviously sleeveless. What I like to call the platypus of shirts. So yeah, a lot of menopause jokes tonight. A lot of them. Buckle up. So I'm also, I've been diagnosed with female pattern baldness, thanks to menopause, but I'm trying to reframe things in my life, so I'm not so much losing my hair as I'm gaining a forehead. So, in an effort to reframe, my therapist suggested that I take a look at my more intense emotions and try to turn them more positive. So, like in the last couple of weeks when I got a hemorrhoid, instead of being annoyed, I decided to rub it for good luck. Just in time for St. Patty's Day. Very excited. Thanks to menopause, my brain is a little bit Swiss cheesy. Thanks to the pandemic also, my brain is like Swiss cheese. And in an ironic twist, I am lactose intolerant. So at any point, I might just stop and say, what was I talking about? And then you can just yell out whatever you want. Because it doesn't really matter, but it will help me remember. So let's practice. Wait, what was I talking about? Sex. That was more fun than I ever imagined. Oh my gosh. So, in addition to female pattern baldness, I have been diagnosed with post-traumatic stress disorder, which I no longer have, depression, anxiety, and low self-esteem. So being lactose intolerant, but also obsessed with cheese, I think about these diagnoses as cheese. So post-traumatic stress disorder is a tangy Swiss, depression is a mild Gouda, anxiety is a sharp cheddar, and low self-esteem is cheese whiz. It's cheap, it's crappy, you can splurt it on everything. I tried to organize a fun run for low self-esteem, and nobody came. So, my gynecologist prescribes my antidepressants. My gynecologist prescribes my antidepressants. So you know you're depressed when even your crotch is sad. So this is how it went. I'm lying on the table, you know, knees up, whatever. stirrups. And he's down at the other end and he's like, okay, relax your knees, just relax. And he's blah, 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 doing his thing. And all of a sudden his head kind of pops up and he goes, hey, have you thought about taking antidepressants? I was like, are you reading lips? Stop telling my secrets. I taught elementary school for 10 years. No, seriously. And it had been a while since I had taught elementary school, but I took my paper prescription, they were paper back then, and I went to the pharmacy and I saw one of my former students working behind the counter. So she looked at me, she got my meds, she came back. She slapped them on the counter and said, well, that explains a lot.
Oh.
She's not my favorite anymore. What was I talking about?
Sex.
Something always makes me laugh. So, did you know, okay, changing hormones can make your depression and anxiety worse. Did you know this? I did not know this before a couple years ago. So, if you put menopause with a worldwide pandemic and then depression, like that's a rocky time. So I read this article about managing depression, and one of the suggestions was to play games. The first game that they suggested was Monopoly. I have flipped not one, but 2 tables playing Monopoly. I have scarred children playing Monopoly. I have almost lost a marriage playing Monopoly. But sure, if you want to turn your depression into blind rage, Monopoly is your answer. Probably a year into the pandemic, all of these things came together, and I started having suicidal thoughts. And the thing about suicidal thoughts is that they don't get better with time. So I ended up in the ER, and a friend of mine was there. We were waiting. There was a whiteboard. There were markers. And somebody walked by and said, oh, you could play hangman. Hangman! And then I thought, oh my gosh, I used to play that with kids in elementary school. What was I thinking? So it was a big moment. That wasn't a joke, it was just a realization. What was I talking about? Hangman, that's right. Oh my gosh. So we were talking earlier about there's a 3-digit number for the suicide prevention hotline, 988. What is it?
988.
So I'm very happy about that. That's much easier for me to remember. And I have called it, and when I have called it, when I've been done every single time, I have felt better, but I've also needed a snack. So the last time I called it, I was done and I was like, you know, it'd be really cool if the suicide prevention hotline worked together with Grubhub. You call, and then when you're done, they deliver ice cream. Free, right? Would that not be a great reward? And this is how I think it would go. So I'm on the line. Thank you for calling the suicide prevention hotline. We will now connect you to Grubhub. Thank you for holding. This is Grubhub. Please press 1 if you would like chocolate ice cream. Please press 2 if you would like vanilla ice cream. Please press 3 if you're lactose intolerant, and we'll hook you up with a counselor right away. So, not a perfect plan. Good plan, not a perfect plan. So, before I go, I want to teach you an exercise. As a trauma and grief recovery coach, I am very into regulating the nervous system. So, This exercise is very good at night, in bed, with your partner. Scared now, aren't you? And it's that exercise where you take your muscles and you squeeze them, you clench them, and then you release them. But this particular version of the exercise you do when your partner is snoring. And you take your hands and you put them around your partner's throat. And you clench and release. Oh yeah. Nope, still snoring. Clench and release. Nope. One more time. Clench and release. And it's quiet. Thank you so much for having me. That is my time.